Welcome back, I hope you're doing well. So today I hope you're ready for the next level with Aespa and their new music video. So as I've said before, I am and have been looking forward to Aespa's new music video. One of their last videos was a ballad, which not just for Aespa, but for groups in general, I'm not that fond of like slower music. And that doesn't just go for K-pop, that goes for a lot of different music videos. I was a little bit disappointed by their last one. It was a very sweet song, but it just wasn't very fast, which made it not my favorite. Also, I just watched, I don't really even know what to call it. It's like a mini movie and it's very cinematic. It was actually very good. Not that it had a ton of music in it or anything, but it was just very interesting to watch as they slowly set up the story. And I'm looking forward to episode 2 of that because I did happen to come across episode 1, which I wasn't actually expecting. But now I'm going to check out Next Level. There's an advertisement for pizza, which is really upsetting. I just want pizza. That's all I'm gonna think about like this whole time. Oh, wow. Oh, very futuristic. That is definitely what they had in like their little short movie episode 1 thing. Ooh, those are such cute outfits. And they switched them immediately, of course. Oh, wow. I like it. It looks a little bit like fish scales, but I like it. I could just tell by the title that this was going to be faster, so yeah, I really like it. Wow. Okay, I love the sass. They have a lot of attitude in this video, which I like. Wow, I like I like the design, and I like the ships. I'm sure that it's their avatars probably flying them, so that's cool. Wow. That's a cool freeze frame. I've been waiting to see something like this from them. I knew it was coming, and I'm glad they've done it now. Okay. It's interesting because it like, the music isn't actually that fast. It just kind of gives off like a fast music vibe, but it's not actually like going that fast. Okay, those outfits are interesting. I like the one with the shorts and the little corset and the other one with the white skirt. I like those two. Is that a volcano or an iceberg? Okay. Oh. Okay, now they go to their avatars. But that one didn't look like anyone. Okay, that one looks like her. Okay, that's interesting. So now they're just switching out. Which is what I was expecting. Like, that's what you'd expect to see. If you're gonna have avatars, you've got to use them. But one of the first thing they showed didn't really look like anyone. Okay. Okay. Now they're explaining avatars. And they're gonna say Black Mamba. So now it's gone back to the original beat. I like this beat better than that breakdown beat that they had in the middle. Wow. They've got some cute outfits in this. I liked them in Black Mamba anyway, but like, I'm seeing a lot of variety, which I like. This should be a video game, like theme song or something. Wow. Okay, so that was very interesting to see. I would say that like it was interesting even though it was something I was expecting. Obviously, if you've got avatars, like eventually you should be using them or you need to use them. I was expecting a video where they were using the avatars more and where they were bringing them into the vibe and everything. So obviously they start out with a bang. They're like, this is the future. And it almost looks a little post-apocalyptic because it's so chaotic, but you know, it's like a futuristic city that's built to defy gravity and space and such. I was definitely expecting something a little bit like this. I kind of like that they drew like a parallel to video games. Even the sounds that are repeating underneath sound sort of like video game sounds, especially traditional video game sounds. Obviously now they can have any sound. I don't know, the 1980s or whenever video games originally came out.
My mind is going a mile an hour.
Also, in terms of the settings, if VR sort of catches up and becomes more accessible to more people, I definitely expect them to go use these avatars and like create things for VR platforms for the band. Like, I totally expect that to happen. You know, obviously it will depend on how like their fan base feels and reacts to it, but I could definitely see over the next like maybe 5 years them leaning more into that. So that was definitely interesting to see. If you have seen SM Culture Universe, they bring all of these things into that video. I don't know what to call it. It's not a music video. Mini movie, I guess, but there were episodes, mini series. I don't know.
I knew exactly what to do, but in a much more real sense, I had no idea what to do.
And I kind of like the fact that they brought over the TV show or mini series and brought it into the music video. That way they feel like they match. Now, one avatar I didn't recognize. She didn't seem like any of the other avatars, which I wasn't thrilled about. It was like a different type of animation, which I find a little odd. I don't really like crossing of styles. I don't want to see a little Zepeto. I feel like you're not really going to want those crossed. Yes, they can easily be animated and crossed in the same world, but I don't feel like they should be. Now, obviously she wasn't like a Zepeto, but it was just the animation of it seemed a little different, you know? Which if you watch anime, there was definitely like an old generation style of animating and a new generation style of animating. Yeah, I just found that kind of interesting. Also a note, which is sort of will bring me into style, is the fact that they obviously don't look just like their avatars. Like, they don't do their hair like them, and their avatars are just sort of in the same outfits. I think this will change over time. I think right now they're like, this is what the avatars look like. That is why they're not like switching their clothing, because then you might get them mixed up. I feel like in a video, not necessarily like all of them, but I feel like in a video, eventually they're going to want to match up the avatar's hair with the girls. Now, they're not supposed to be their avatars, but it would just sort of help pair them up if there was like, you know, a little bit more drawing them together, or maybe they were wearing like a similar outfit or something like that. Where now I feel like in this video, especially because they changed outfits 800 million times, they really did. There wasn't like a connection to their avatar other than them switching places with them. So that is something that I expect to see in the future. I'm not sure if I will, but I kind of am expecting to see it. I am very happy to see another fast-paced song from them. Like, it wasn't actually that fast in terms of the beat of the music. It kind of has this like slow, deep burn type sound, but it was obviously not a cute and soulful melody or anything like that. It was definitely more sassy. There was a lot more attitude. I also like seeing them be a little bit more versatile. I think that over time we will start to see more from Aespa in terms of individual members. I have seen their personalities in interviews and things, and obviously they're very different people, but in their videos I'm not quite seeing that separation yet. But I do feel like they blend very well, so sometimes I know it can be difficult for them to both show their personalities off and also make sure that the group looks like one group and not a bunch of individual singers. So other than the fact that I really like their outfits, I did. I mean, I will show you some examples now of the outfits that I liked. So those are some of the ones that I liked, but I also like the fact that they were switching the backgrounds. Now obviously in the virtual world, backgrounds are sort of whatever you want, whenever you want, and you can switch them out very easily. So I liked that they went ahead and did that for this video. Obviously they kind of did that in Black Mamba as well. Something that I did find interesting, which I felt was a contrast from Black Mamba, was the dancing. I felt like they were still obviously showing off their dancing abilities, but very different dancing technique used than what they were using in Black Mamba. And I feel like this is partially just because the song was tonally different and it didn't feel as fast. Now, if I did have to pick a part of the video that threw me off a little, I would have to say it was the breakaway. Now, sort of the breakaway in and of itself was just a little odd, where they were kind of explaining avatars, also sort of saying real world, not real world, gaming, tech, like they're kind of explaining a lot of things. I think this could be either a very good thing or maybe not a great thing. I feel that a lot of people know what avatars are. They were used and long before they really ever existed, or before we had the ability to like actually use them. It's kind of odd to be like, yes, we are using avatars. As you may have noticed, there are avatars. As you may have noticed, AI. It felt a little bit like pushy, but if there are a lot of people who maybe haven't come into contact with it or haven't used it extensively, I can see how they're sort of explaining or setting up the concept for the band and just sort of trying to get people used to it. I personally have worked in VR, and so it did feel a little bit overdone for me. Really, I just kind of want to see the applications because I already know how it can be used. Now, I was definitely a big fan of Black Mamba, and I did also like Next Level as well. If you had a favorite Aespa music video, there have only been 3 now, but if you had a favorite one, feel free to let me know what it is in the comments. I would really, really like to know. Also, if you have gotten to this part, whenever I have to think of an emoji, I'm like, leave an emoji, and then I'm like, what emoji?
Your department's just you, right?
Yes, Jim, but I am not easy to manage.
If you have gotten to this part in the video, leave a headphone emoji in the comments. Thank you. Also, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.